Hey guys, we're here for lesson 14 in module 5. We're going to keep comparing fractions like we have been doing lately, but we're going to move into the use of a number line today. So that will be a new tool that you have to compare fractions. And today we'll ease into it. We'll transition nicely from what we've been doing into the new stuff. So we're going to continue to use number bonds, which we've used with fractions already. And we are also going to use rectangles. Shading in rectangles or at least partitioning rectangles to show unit fractions, and then we will apply what we know and what we've learned so far to use number lines. All right, let's get started. I have the problem set here with me. So this is something we worked on together in class, and here's a review of it if you are still looking for some help or to deepen your understanding a little bit. Okay, so the basic thing we're gonna do is, they've sort of started the first one for us, is we're gonna fill in the number bond with unit fractions. And then we're going to partition the shape. Like, so I have the rectangle up here. So we're working with half. So I'm going to find the halfway point. I'm going to say, well, this is 1/2. I'm actually going to label it on top because that's how we're eventually going to start doing this. And this is 1/2. Right? And so the halfway point right there is what we put on the number line. So from here to here is 1/2. From there to there this is 1, or as we know, 2/2. So the only thing that would go on your number line right now is 0, 1/2, and 1. So let's do that with thirds. Let's do that with our next example. So first of all, we know in thirds there are going to be 3 arms coming off of our number bond here. Oh, whoops, I put a 3, not a third. That's what happens when you try to talk and do math at the same time. Right, and so then I'm going to take my rectangle up here and I'm going to say, we'll divide it there. That's probably not quite right. You do need to be as exact as you can be here. Maybe that's better. So I have 1/3 and 2/3. So that's from here to here is 1/3, from here to here is 2/3, and from here to here is 3/3 or 1. By that point, I've filled out my whole thing. So when you're marking your number line, they go at the end of the section. Like, it's like saying, think of it like, I don't know, you're playing a video game or some game like where you fill up stuff as you go, like you have a progress bar basically. Like, you don't get credit for something, you don't move on to a new level until you've shaded in all the way up there, then you get credit. Same thing here. Like, now I'm 1/3 of the way full. Now I keep earning points in my game, I keep earning credit, and then I get to here and now I'm at 2/3. Now I'm at my next level, for example. Same thing here. You keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, I got to the end of the game or the end of the level, right? And so then I can count it, right? It doesn't count until you get to the end of that level. So for those of you that play games like that, think of it in that way. Like, I don't put a marking until I've made enough progress. I've gotten far enough along there. Like, you can't move on to a level if you've only made it this far, a new level if you only made it that far, or you don't earn something new in the game if you only made it this far. You don't earn it until you get to that point. And so that's like where we put our fraction markings, is think of it like a progress bar on a game. Let's work with fourths here. 1/4, 4 times. Okay. And so again, I'm going to take, when I draw fourths, I start by putting a half, and then I cut each half into halves. So I have, I'll go right down here into my progress bar, I'm calling it a progress bar, but it's the number line. 1/4, 2/4. We also know that 2/4 we'll learn is the same as 1/2, and then 3/4, and 4/4, which is the same as 1. And again, I only mark them. Like, I don't mark them over here in the middle somewhere because that's some other fraction. Like, if I mark it right here, that's saying that 1/4 is wherever I mark it. You only mark it right on that line. just like if you're looking at a ruler and you're looking for inches, like 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, you label it right under the marking. So same thing here, you label your fraction right under the marking of where that partition is, or where where you've made that division on your number line. And here we go for 1/5. So we'll have 5 pieces coming off here, all saying 1/5. And then I'll have to break my bar into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, those are not equal. So if you do what I just did and you do it and it doesn't quite look right, change it. That's better. Okay. Probably still not perfect, but certainly better than my first attempt. So this is 1/5. So that's like saying I took my first fifth and I put it there. My second fifth is going here, so I've now used up 2/5. My third fifth is going to go here into this spot, and now I've used 3/5. And we keep going. My fourth fifth is going to go over here, so 4/5, and my fifth fifth fills out my my 1 hole here. So 5/5 is 1 hole. So each of these unit fractions is filling up. Again, go back to that idea of this being like a video game, filling up some of that progress meter, that progress bar. So like 1/5 fills up this spot, the second fifth fills up that spot, the third fifth fills up that spot. So when you've gotten to this point, you've used 3 of your 5 things. I hope that analogy is working for you guys, that video game one. I think hopefully it will. I think that's something you guys are pretty familiar with. All right, Trevor needs to let his puppy outside every quarter hour. 1/4 is the same as 1/4, is what they're saying there. To potty train him. Draw and label the number line from 0 to 1 hours and show every 4th hour. Include 0/4 and 4/4 hour. So we're going to draw a number line with endpoints 0 and 1. I'm putting them up top for a reason. You'll see why in a second. Okay. It says to include 0/4 and 4/4. Well, we know 0/4 is 0. 0 out of 4 parts. So that goes right here. That equals 0. 1 is the same as 4/4. So 1 equals 4/4. So I can put both of those on my number line here. Now I need to split up the rest into fourths to show when he needs to let the puppy out. So he needs to let the puppy out. I always start with the halfway mark when I'm doing fourths. At 1/4 of an hour. So the puppy stays inside. Once we get to there, we take the puppy outside, and the puppy comes back in and stays in until we get to this line. Oh, that's the second time out of 4 that the puppy needs to go out. And we stay in. This is the third time out of 4 times that hour the puppy needs to go out. And then we stay inside, and we get to here, and we say that's the 4th time out of 4 times that the puppy needs to go out that hour. So we start where the puppy's gone out 0 times, but he needs to go out 4 times this hour. So once we get to here, we go out our first time out of 4, our second time out of 4, our third time out of 4, and our 4th time out of 4. Notice this is with the same, we have the same denominators. We're only comparing the same thing here. The numerators go in order. So if you have the same denominators, the numerators just go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? You're never going to see them out of that order. A ribbon is 1 meter long. Miss Lee wants to. Oh, you guys can't see that really well. Let's start again. A ribbon is 1 meter long. Miss Lee wants to sew a bead every 1/5 meter. Her first bead is at 1/5 meter. The last bead is at 1 meter. Draw and label a number line, including the 0 and the 1. So this is her ribbon. This is 0 because at that point you haven't used any ribbon. And this is 1 because that's 1 meter. Now we're dividing into fifths. So I know my denominator is going to be fifth. So I'm going to put my denominator already down there. This is her, they said she doesn't put a bead at 0. Her first bead is at 1/5. So at 0/5, she has 0 beads on so far. But I know when she gets to the end, she's going to have 5 beads on because we're working with fifths. Like we know she has 5 beads. So I go here, she has 1 bead out of 5. Here she has 2 beads out of 5. Here she has 3 beads out of 5. And here she has 4 beads out of 5. And then when she gets to the very end of her meter, she puts her 5th bead out of 5. And so again, we have the same same denominators. And so our numerators just go in order. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice there are, you don't count your 0/5 or your 0 spot when you count the lines, the markings on here, like the tick marks on here, but the rest you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes one whole. And then if you went on to a second hole, you'd have, and you're still working with fifths, you'd have 5 more to get up to 2 if this number line went on a little bit further. So I hope this was a good introduction to you, involving putting fractions on a number line. This is something we're gonna continue working on in the next couple of days. It's something that typically is a little bit challenging for third graders. So I'll be honest with you there, that it's not always easy at the beginning. And I understand that. We'll take our time and we'll really try to make sure you guys are as comfortable as possible with the work that we're doing and with placing numbers on fractions on a number line. All right, guys, keep up the good work. I'm really proud of you guys, and you're working really hard this year.